can download these in the description below. They'll be on the Google Drive. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. But these are the revised version. Kind of want to mess up the tape, but decided against it. Anyways, yeah, if you guys want to download it, I'll put it in the Google Drive literally before the video's up, and there we go. Alright, so tutorial on how to edit gloves. It's gonna be pretty simple, pretty easy. So, all you're gonna want to do, go to where I'm going in your folders. You can have this right here. Copy and paste. Paste it somewhere where you can access it. Take this original file and throw it somewhere safe. Once you have it pasted, what you want to do is use the big file extractor to open it. It'll look like this. Once it's open, you want to press extract all and select folder. You'll be in the folder, so just press that and then it'll go through, let it do its thing. You can keep it open or you can close it, doesn't matter. Now that we have that done, we're gonna find what we want to edit. So this time around we're gonna be editing Lonsdale and the bomb gloves. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab all of these. Copy and paste in this folder right here. And we're going to find the Lonsdale gloves. Copy and paste all of them over here. Now we have all the files we want to edit. If you're having trouble finding what you want to edit, you just go to the folder where you open the EDOT, the big file. Once you have your big file extracted, you have all these different folders right here. Go through all of it, and you'll find Boxer, and then this is everything that you can edit through your boxers, so things, socks, trunks, everything, right? So what you're gonna do is, since we're editing gloves, you're gonna go to gloves, textures, and this is where all the gloves are. So we're editing the Lonsdale and the bomb gloves. Let's see. So you're gonna need quick BMS, and you're gonna need to be able to unzip everything. So we're just gonna do that real quick. Alright, now we're done with that. Get rid of all this. Get rid of this, it's an old copy. So select everything that's in here that's been unzipped, throw it back to where you originally had everything just a second ago when you unzipped it. Then once you have everything here, we're just kind of going to go one at a time. Well, not really one at a time. Let's see, we're going to go through like so. Now that everything's selected, you can use GTF to DDS. You notice how now you have a bunch of different files. You can delete these files right here that are selected now. You don't need them anymore. So now everything here, you're gonna need GIMP in order to edit. So we're just gonna kind of run through everything. We're gonna start with Lonsdale, because that's going to be the quickest, and then we're going to move to the mom. Alright. Alright, so now we're just going to open literally all of the Lonsdale files. Move this over here. Alright, so then so we should have 20 files open. Let's see. Yep, 20. Alright. As far as I know, they'll need this open. So we can go to these. Now, I planned on editing a little thumb and making this a color can be changed. However, it's a lot harder for that to be done than originally thought. So, what I'm going to do instead, looking at it, we don't need this open. Alright, well, this is going to be pretty cut and dry. Just looking at everything, we should be fine. Only this, only this, only this. Right, so just gonna go to new file. Should be the exact same size as the old one. And we're gonna copy and paste an image. Now I have this custom image that was made by a very nice member of the Forever team that makes the Undisputed Forever mod and is currently making the Fight Night Champion Forever mod. Really nice guy. His name is Mr. Video Games. He was kind enough to make this, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this to make the gloves. Now, it's always nice to have a frame of reference for exactly what you're making, so if you're looking to make something like Canelo's gloves, like his custom gloves that have his logo on it, or something like Inoue's gloves that have his logo on it, what you want to do is open up another tab, like in Microsoft Edge, Google Chrome, whatever you use, and you want to look up the exact glove that you're trying to use. So me, I'll be looking up winning fight gloves. gonna start one at a time. Copy and paste to see how big it is. It's way too big. We're gonna need to resize. Now, this logo down here, this is normally what you'd see on, I want to say the wrist area is what I'm gonna call it, just because I'm kind of brain dead and asleep. But that's where this would normally go. And this tan color right here normally would be a bit more yellow, so we're gonna change that tan color real quick. Something kind of like that. And ta-da! Now it looks a lot more like the gloves. I'm gonna mess with it a little bit more. Let's try to dial in that color a little bit. Yeah, that's perfect. Alright. Alright. Sand bucket tool is much easier than going in and trying to color in every single pixel. So what we're going to do now is we're going to clean up the image before we re-import it again, and then we're going to mess with the size afterwards. So now you could put the winning logo on the wrist of the glove, however, I'm not doing that mostly because there's nothing that's going to show when I do it. It's going to be covered by the in-game tape anyways. And as you get closer to the image, if you're erasing like I am, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make the pixels smaller so you can get a cleaner erase. keeping a straight line is a lot harder than it looks. Why I kind of drag off. It's a nice little tip if anybody has issues kind of trying to erase around without getting the outside very much. And just remember, if you mess up, you can always press Control Z or revert your last action. Try my best not to make mistakes. Obviously, it's not very much that I'm actually making a mistake of. It's very hard to notice, so you kind of get away with it. That doesn't mean you should be comfortable making these mistakes, because sometimes when you're making bigger things, it can be a lot more noticeable, such as if you were messing with a ring, or if you were trying to change trunks. But alright, so then this is what it looks like. I'm gonna resize the image. About half the size it was, maybe a bit less. And as you can see, it's like a perfect fit. This is what you want. We're gonna do something rather than just paste over it. We're gonna mess with it a little bit, 'cause that's the perfect size. So just to make sure we don't want this sticking around, we're just gonna erase it. Um, I mean, I could just throw it on right on top, but I'd rather erase it and make sure it's not there anymore. So now, in order to make sure the logo's in place we want it, we're gonna need to make a separate layer. We have this pasted. Control V. This is where we want it exactly. It's on a new layer. We're gonna lock and hide it so we don't accidentally mess with it. We're gonna continue to erase. Now, layer groups don't function when recording, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna create a new layer group like this. You drag the gloves in. You drag the winning layer on top, and as long as it's on top of this right here, you should always see winning on top. I'll show how to export the layer group once it's finished, and that'll be once I've messed with the other image, which is this. So we don't need to make maps at all. No reason for them to be here. So this is a different sized image, which is a bit of a problem, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. So all we're gonna do is erase this. And right back over it with paintbrush. Now, if there's any other better way to do this, that would be useful. However, I don't know of any, because I'm not great with modding games. First game I really modded by myself. Now you see, this is way too big. Right? So now we need to resize it again. Now it's about the perfect size. Place it right here. Bam. So I'm gonna stop this recording, start another one after I've managed layer groups, just to show what it looks like, and then I'm gonna go through and edit the rest and come back after I finish editing. Alright, so now that I've finished editing the gloves, the only difference here is that I had bread and paint bucketed tape. So we're just gonna take a look now. Everything looks good. So now we need to export the gloves. How are we gonna do that? So everything's in a layer group. You want the pasted layer over the original layer in order for it to show. You're gonna take the top layer group, which is just layer group, and you're gonna export it. Just do export as and edit for me because this is where I'm keeping it all. I need to mess with that. Alright. So I've exported the glove successfully. First. Same thing here. You're not gonna mess with anything else. Just export as. And here, because it needs to be in a separate folder than where you're exporting as, otherwise it tries to override the original and that's a mess. And we're just gonna keep doing that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the files that we just exported, and we're going to make sure that they all come out right. So I'm just going to open them all. Looks good. Looks good. They all look good. Nothing wrong with any of them. They all look how you want them to look, which is edited. Now, just go to changes here because we already have the end result that we want. GIMP open for multiple reasons. Minimize this. So we have all these. That means we're gonna delete all the Lonsdale files here. We don't need them now. So now we're gonna do the same thing that I just did, except with the bomb gloves. So we're gonna change it to no boxing, no life. Should be significantly faster. Besides the fact that, as you can see, there's just not as many files. Alright. So we're just gonna go one by one through everything. We don't need this again, as far as I know. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. I don't think we do, so we should be fine about it. But let's start here. I'm gonna take this black right here. I'm gonna erase this right here. We don't need this, so we're just gonna make sure it's all gone. Then we're just gonna paint right back over this area, like so. Trying to think, is there anything I want to add to this? Nah, it should be fine. Alright, so since we don't want to add anything, we're just gonna export it like this. We no longer need this now. Now we're gonna do the same thing here. No longer need that. No, it's gonna be the same thing here as it was for. My phone is freaking out. Same thing here is what we just did, except it's gonna be a red instead of black. So just a red. Pretty simple, not very difficult. And we're gonna be doing the same thing here. Now you can just kind of like paint over it, but I try to avoid problems by erasing it first, then painting over it. Not to say there always will be or won't be. I just sometimes I mess up or there's a problem I don't know what it is, so I try to do a bunch of things to be safe. Alright. And then we're back to where we were earlier with the Lonsdale gloves and redoing them. Alright. So we're just gonna do the exact same process, and I'll come back when it's done with these. Alright, so now that I've finished editing everything, see we have all these files, and we're just gonna go right here, delete these. We don't need these anymore. You're gonna take all these. These are the finished product of what you just edited, most likely. And you're just gonna convert them back to GTF files. I'll put those there, safekeeping. So now we have all these. So since we have the modified files now, we're gonna throw them into here. and replace the original files with them, like so. Once everything is replaced, all we're going to do is minimize that, minimize this, open up big file extractor. We're going to open up the thing we opened up at the beginning, the same file that we opened up originally. So delete this. Once it's open, we're going to rebuild it. You're going to want to select the entire folder where everything is located. And then don't rename it, keep it same name. So put it somewhere else and let it rebuild. Usually takes a few minutes. being rebuilt. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in game. So for future reference, right? If someone feels so inclined to install this mod, as I'm gonna link where to get it, and by where to get it, I'm just gonna link to Google Drive. Google Drive has everything. So all you're gonna do is you'll download this file from the Google Drive. You will open up RPCS3, open folder, this game folder, user directory, data, PS3, Game Explorer, character, and then minimize this right now. You're just gonna literally drag and drop, take your original file, put it somewhere safe, don't worry about it. Now that we have it there, we're gonna start the game and see what everything looks like.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Now we're going to take a look at everything that we just edited, which would be the bomb gloves and Lonsdale gloves. It says Lonsdale. A little bit bigger than I would like. A lot bigger than I'd like, actually. I'm gonna have to go back and redo them. That's alright. Much bigger than I would have liked, but that's alright. Go back and redo them. Doesn't take very long to mess those. Now, bomb. These gloves take a while to mess with. So, much bigger than I would like as well. But you know, it's all learning experience. Go back, mess with them. And yeah, that's how you edit gloves by my champion. I'm gonna go back and refine them, obviously, change them up, and then I'll post, you know, the results as downloadable. Yeah. And you can download these in the description below. They'll be on the Google Drive. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. But these are the revised version. Kind of want to mess with it, but set it against it. Anyways, yeah. If you guys want to download it, I'll put it in the Google Drive literally before the video's up, and there we go.